Welcome to another video with Invest with the Doctor. My name is Dr. Haider. During the day, I'm an excellent emergency medicine doctor. During the night, I'm a trader and an investor. In this video, I'm going to be talking about memory chips and the shortage that's been happening, which is the reason why the memory chip stocks have been going up. So the stocks that I'm going to talk about today are number one, SanDisk, SNDK, Seagate, Western Digital, and Micron. So what is actually happening in the market? Let me talk about that first, and then I'll show you the charts themselves and some of the earning reports on these memory sticks. The global AI boom has created a severe memory chip shortage, pushing RAM prices up over 50% this quarter. Memory chips have sold out for 2026 as AI chips take up all the supply. Consumer tech firms face rising costs with PC and device prices likely to follow. Now, what's driving the shortage? The global AI build out has structurally changed memory demand, not just cyclically increased it. AI accelerators, GPUs, ASIC machines consume far more memory than traditional CPUs. High-end AI systems rely heavily on HBM, high bandwidth memory, and advanced DRAM, which are harder to manufacture, lower yield, produce only a few players. As a result, capacity that once fed PCs, smartphones, and servers is being redirected almost entirely to AI workloads. And that's why there is a memory shortage. That's because all of this is being consumed by the AI workloads. Being effectively sold out throughout 2026 signals long-term contracts already locked up by hyperscalers such as NVIDIA ecosystems, cloud providers, sovereign AI projects. Little spare capacity for consumer or low-margin buyers like you and me. This is not a temporary logistics issue. It's a capacity allocation problem. Now, the companies or stocks that are benefiting from this are the ones that I'm talking about today in this video. So SanDisk, anybody who has been following me knows how much the stock has appreciated over time. SanDisk is seen as a pure play on flash memory and SSDs, which data centers and hyperscale cloud operators are buying in huge quantities. That's helped SanDisk post huge gains and top major indexes on big volume days. The second place the second sort of stocks that have been benefiting from this is Seagate. The ticker for it is STX, and Western Digital, WDC. And they've been benefiting from soaring demand for hard disk drives used to store large AI generated and archived datasets. Analysts note increasing demand and strong cloud spending. Now, strong earnings and bullish forecasts. Seagate just beat earnings expectations. Yesterday, there was Seagate's earnings, and that's gone very well, with the earning per share well ahead of forecasts thanks to strong order growth from data centers and customers. A key reason STX rose sharply yesterday. Analysts have raised price targets on Western Digital, citing improving margins and robust demand trends, which have lifted the sentiment on WDC. And the traders are following momentum themes, are adding exposure, which amplifies upward price movements. So there is demand, and then there are people who are buying just into the stock itself, which is raising the price of the stock itself. Now, as I mentioned, the shortage is quite big and is quite apparent this year. So not only was the price of SanDisk increasing last year, but this year is supposed to be a bigger shortage or a continuous shortage, let's put it that way. So I've broken down sort of my research into 2026, 2027, and beyond. So in 2026, there's been a tight supply and price pressure. Analysts expect DRAM and NAND supply growth to remain below historic norms even as the demand accelerates. There will be slower relative supply growth in 2026. So the memory prices have already charged sharply upwards. Contract prices jumped as much as 80 to 100% in late 2025, and this trend is expected to persist into early 2026. So 2026 is, from my point of view, if you're talking about these stocks, I think they're going likely to go up higher. AI workloads continue to soak up memory capacity, especially high bandwidth memory, HBM, leaving consumer and PC supply tight. Major makers report HBM capacity sold out throughout 2026. So they've already got their orders filled for the whole of this year. The expected consequence of this is memory prices remain high throughout 2026, potentially peaking mid-year as supply still lags demand, especially from data centers and AI infrastructure. So, what about 2027? Supply expansion begins slowly. Industry leaders and CEOs, for example, Synopsys, state that memory shortages will continue throughout 2026 and into 2027 because AI build outs are outpacing capacity increases. Capacity expansion plans are underway. For example, Micron's new memory facility in Singapore aimed at boosting production with HBM output expected in 2027 and its NAND capacity later in the decade. Expected consequence. So 2027 may see incremental easing, but supply may still be tight into mid to late part of the year, especially for cutting edge memory, keeping prices elevated relative to pre-short levels. What about 28 and beyond? Well, there's going to be gradual rebalancing. Long-term capacity projects, new wafers, fabrication starting production in 2028 and beyond are aimed at closing the gap between supply and demand. However, there's a structural shift. Memory supply will increasingly prioritize higher margin AI and enterprise products, HBM, server DRAMs, rather than commodity consumer memory, which could keep consumer segment pressure alive. So expected trend for 2028 to 2030 should supply should begin to catch up if all capacity expansions complete on schedule, but the mix of products might continue to favor AI enterprise memory, maintaining tightness in some segments. So you can see from this year up till 2028, there is going to be a shortage in this memory supply. So it might make sense to be in these stocks because the price is likely to go up. So like I said, I'm concentrating and talking about the ones that are going to do well, which is SanDisk, Seagate, Western Digital, and Micron. So first of all, let's talk about SanDisk. You have seen how the price has gone up like crazy this year. This is the daily chart for SanDisk. So at the time of making this video, it's already up crazy. Now the price at the moment is $505 US. It came out of this base, long base, and now has been climbing upwards. But if you see on daily basis, the stock is basing here. Okay, so you can see sort of a flag formation that's happening at the moment on the daily chart. When you get these flag formations, the chart normally will go up by the length of the pole itself. So it's likely to go up even more. Again, the same kind of setup that I always talk about, which is this is the 21-day moving average, 50-day and 200-day, all of them rising and upsloping. The RSI is overbought trajectory. MACD here is negative. So the price may come down, but all the other factors are favoring a higher price at the moment. So this is the daily chart. Like I said, it's flagging at the moment, and if it breaks out of this flag, it's going to go up higher. Now let's look at the weekly chart. So this is the weekly chart, and I've been posting about this video when the price was somewhere here or even lower. And you can see my previous posts on Twitter and my previous videos where I've been talking about the price of SanDisk itself. And now this is the weekly chart. So look at this, each of this is a weekly candle, and you can see how it's moving, and very likely for this price to climb upwards. Also, you can see the sort of how people are interested in the stock itself, and that's been going up. So this is telling you that the stock is in a very big accumulation state. So this price is likely to go up higher. People often ask me, well, is this a good time to buy the stock? Well, if I'm making the stock itself, I'm making the video on the stock itself, that means it's very likely that number one, that I'm into the stock or I've bought the stock, and two, I feel that the price is going to go up higher. It would have been better if you bought somewhere here, but even if you haven't, if you know your time frame, if you're looking for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, this still might be a good time to accumulate, and I've already given you the reason for it. And the fact is that there is a shortage which is going to continue throughout this year, and sort of middle of next year as well. So this was the stock SanDisk. The second one is Seagate. So let's go on to Seagate itself. This is the chart for Seagate. Again, this is a weekly chart at the time of making this video. So the ticker for Seagate is STX, and at the time of making this video for Seagate Technology, the price is 436. It's broken out of this flag pattern itself. Again, flag. So you can see, and now what has happened, it's broken out of the flag pattern itself. Okay, so likely the size of the pole is how much the price is going to appreciate. So this is another. So if you didn't get into SanDisk, Seagate might be another option, because this is also likely to go up. Again, blue line stacking over the red, which is stacking over the 200, RSI, MACD, all looks good, and this is the weekly chart. So this was Seagate. Now I'm going to talk about Western Digital. This is the chart of Western Digital itself. The ticker for the stock is WDC, Western Digital Corporation. At the time of making this video, the price is around $274. These are the weekly candles. Again, the same kind of setup: blue over the red over the green, RSI and MACD, all looks good. This is the kind of setup I look for, and this is why I feel that the price is likely to go up higher from here. So if you're looking for memory chip stocks, the ones that I'm mentioning today are the ones to go. And the last one that I want to talk about is Micron Technology. Let's go on to the stock for Micron. So this is the stock itself. I've done various posts on Micron Technology. So if you go back to my Twitter posts, you'll be able to see that I was mentioning the stock somewhere here. And since then, the price has gone up quite a bit. The ticker for Micron is MU, Micron Technology. At the time of making this video, the price is $433. 21-day blue line moving average is above, this is 21 week, I'm sorry, going above the 50 week, which is going above the 200 week. This is the weekly chart. So RSI overbought territory, I like these because it can stay overbought for ages, and MACD is again positive. These are the kind of setups I keep looking for and look out for, because this tells me that there is momentum in the stock and the stock is likely to go up. So if you're looking for memory chips, these four companies, you can't go wrong. Obviously, my biggest holding is SanDisk itself. But I've bought a little bit of Seagate, Western Digital, and Micron technology. Now, if you know my previous videos, I started showing you this Yahoo Finance page. It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything to look at this. I'm not sort of in any way sponsored by Yahoo Finance. I'm just telling you it's free. You can use it, and I find it very, very useful. So the things that I look for are, if you type in SNDK here, you'll get this page. And if you go down and look at the earnings beat, so it's beating here. Look, each quarter, Q3, Q4, and now Q1 of 2026. So it's been beating all the earnings. I always look for the earnings and revenue. So this is the revenue. The easy way is to look at these blue columns, and if they're going up, that means that the revenue is going up. But most important for me and for people looking at the fundamentals is the earning going up. So look at this earning. It was negative, then became positive, and now it's increasing. So again, if it's going this way, you know you're in the right stock. Okay, so these are the things that I look for when I'm looking at the fundamentals of the stock. If people tell you, oh, this is what the fundamentals is saying, or that is what the fundamentals of the stock are, well, this is what you look at, and you'd be able to see it quite easily. You can see it annually and quarterly, both. Okay, and earnings per share. If I look at this image, okay, this image will tell me what is happening with the stock itself. Okay, so this was SNDK. Now next one is Seagate. STX is the ticker for it. STX. Again, you can see the earnings beating the earning, and in 2026 also same thing. Okay, again you can see the revenue going up. Look at the earnings. What's happening? Going up. Okay, so this is Seagate. You can't go wrong when everything sort of is moving in the right direction. Just think about it this way. See, I don't look into the accounting sheets. I don't know. I'm not looking at other metrics. For me, because I am in quite a few stocks, I don't have time to go over the accounting sheets and look at every tiny bit of stuff. For me, I'm a visual person. I look at these and I understand what's going on, and it's quite easy and it works out well for me. So this is Western Digital, WDC. They missed here. You can see red, but since then they've been beating the earnings. Okay. The revenue has been going up, and so have the earnings been going up. So this was Western Digital, and the last one that I was talking about today was MU, Micron Technology. Look at the earnings. Beat. Okay. Look at the revenue going up. How about the earnings? Going up. So you can't be wrong when you're looking at a stock that's got such strong earnings and earnings beats and revenue. And I've just shown you the chart as well. I think it's important to look at the chart because you know where you are, what is the price doing, is it extended, and you can just visualize the chart and see what is happening, because it's summarizing what the price is doing. So I hope you found this video useful about memory chips, and like I said, this is a good video to go back to as well. So when you see the price moving, whether you feel, oh, do I need to be in the stock, you can come back to this video, have a look at these 4 memory chip stocks that I've mentioned, and It will give you an idea of where you were at what time you bought, and what is likely to happen. So this year, next year, pretty safe place. If the market is doing well, these stocks will keep on rising with time. Okay, there might be days where it might go down 5%, 10%, 15%, but that's the nature of these stocks. If you keep on holding until next year, you will be in significant gains in your profits, I think. Of course, this is not investment advice. I'm just telling you generally how it happens. And this is why these memory stock have been going up. I hope you found this video useful. I'm going to be doing another video um, about silver and silver stocks. Especially the price of silver and gold has been going up, and a lot of you have been asking me for an updated video on silver, so on the price of silver, if it's still a good time to get into silver and gold stocks. And I'm going to be talking about and discussing these things in my next video. And also, I'm going to be talking about the stocks that I've mentioned in my previous videos, and what they have been doing. I think Bloom Energy has been doing very well. Lumentum has been doing very well. So, Albemarle, if you got into it when I made the video, that's been doing very well. So please like and subscribe. Hope you found this video useful. And as always, thanks for watching.